Good morning, welcome back to the channel. I thought it'd been some time since we'd done a Turo recap, so I'm going to dive into the back end of Turo and have a look at our stats so far for this year. If your previous video, you'll see what we did last year, but let's dive into this year. Do a recap of financials and a recap of our cars, because there's been a few come in and come out. Cool, so let's have a look. So you can see so far earnings for 2024 are 6,215. January 2,140, which I thought was a fair way down, but there's a couple of reasons for that. February 2,776, and we had a fuel reimbursement of 112. March so far we're at 1,298. We've got 2,023 to come, and a fuel reimburse of $87. Now, if we look at our vehicles, Mitsubishi Outlander, the 7-seater, has been the number one earner so far this year, 2696 and 52. The MG, the small runaround car, 1695. The Holden Trax, which is a small SUV, sort of like an MG HS or HZ, I think they're called. The Holden Trax 2019, it's made 1,089 this year. The LDV T60, which we've only just had for half of February, I'll say, 733 and 13. And then the LDV T60 2021, which we had last year, which was bought back from LDV. So we made some money off that, and LDV gave us a full refund for that after 3 years. So that's pretty cool. So that's our cars for this year so far. Now, at the moment, we're adding 2 more cars. We're going to add another LDV T60, brand new, and we're going to add an LDV D90, which is a large 7-seater as well. So that'll give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did buy a couple of Mitsubishi Triton Utes. One's a 2015, one's a 2017. I'm debating whether I'm keeping these Utes. I might be selling them on. Otherwise, I'd add them to the rental fleet as well. The only reason I'm debating adding those is they're both manual. So I think if you have a manual car, you're really limiting your chances of having a hire. So I believe when you have a car, you want to be able to open that up to as many of the guests that you can. And by having an automatic car, that opens it up to everyone. Having a manual, you're really restricting who can hire that car from you, because they'll need a manual license. So a couple of things. So January was a bit down because I couldn't do airport drop-offs and pickups. I was very limited because of my business is very busy through December, January, and that really hurt my January numbers. And also the LDV, the T60 2021, was bought back. So I only had 3 cars for a period of that time. So as you know, my cars, I like to hit around 1,200 to 1,400 returns per month. So we're not really there yet. The Mitsubishi Outlander is probably the closest. So if we have a look, I wonder if we go per month. Maybe not. We can go all vehicles. We'll go the Outlander. Yeah, so the Outlander, January 1,279, February 1,157, and then March, looking around just over 1,000 at the moment. So the Outlander's on track to hit our target. The Holden Trax was down January 155, Feb 387, March 548. I'm thinking about taking that one off the platform. The MG Core 3, 707 January, 657 Feb, and then just under 800 in March. And then the LDV. So we bought the LDV halfway through February, by the time I got windows tinted and everything. So looking over just over 700 in Feb, and then March we're looking at potentially around $1,000 for March. So it seems to be becoming on track, that car. And now the repayments and everything on that's a break even of about $800 a month before it becomes profitable, minus depreciation and everything else as well. So I'd like to get that car to about $1,500 a month to make it worthwhile. So that's our cars. So if we have a look performance wise, Again, we are an all-star host. We are a power host. We are 100% for everything. I've never not accepted a booking. I've never not committed to a booking. I've got 5-star ratings of 100%, and I've done 116 trips now. It's pretty wild when you think about it. It doesn't feel like 100 trips, but here we are. But our goal is 100% always for everything. We'll do whatever it takes to keep our guests happy. Reviews, as you can see, 5 stars all the way. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. All great reviews. We do whatever it takes to make the client happy. So you can see, perfect, clean, well maintained as always. Neil's a great host. We keep coming back. Made it super easy. Let us to pick up, drop off the airport. So all good reports, all 5-star reviews. Now if we look at our vehicles here, so let's click on Holden Tracks. Currently being unlisted. We got some issues with the car. So that's the Holden Tracks. So 30 trips for the Holden Tracks, 4 for the new LDV, 26 for the Outlander. We had 32 with the old LDV and 24 with the MG. Now the reason I like the LDV T60, you can get a dual cab brand new 7-year warranty. Now it's a $33,000 car. Now what I find with the LDV is trying to get the balance of what is the number that you're going to want to be hitting. I think you could get 100 to 105, maybe 110 per day for that car. At the moment, where I've listed it a bit cheaper because I want to try and build those reviews up and get some volume. And then once I've built some reviews up around that 20, 30 review mark, then I'll start to increase the price to where it needs to be. Competitors run at about 120 a day, 140 a day. So I'll be happy at 105, 110 a day for that. That means it's only going to take me 10 days to break even per month, allowing some leeway for bookings. But the reason I like the dual cab ute is that I always think about opening it up to the most amount of people. So the most amount of people being, can everyone drive this car? Automatic? Yes. 5-seater? Yes. If you're going on a large trip, is it handy? Yes. Is it safe? Yes. Can you fit car seats? Yes. Could you put bikes, luggage, tools, anything in the back? Yes. So I think it really opens up to the biggest group of people that could hire that car, where sort of the MG3 small car seats, you can only fit one. It's got 14-inch tires, so would you want to drive that too far on the highway? You could, but I'd rather take the LDV. So that's what I mean by sort of opening yourself up to the most amount of people possible. So, and by doing that, then you can charge a more premium price for that number as well. So that's how we're at for March so far. So I'm looking to add, like I said, 2 more LDVs. I'll add a T60 and a D90, potentially 1 or 2 of these other utes, but again, they're manual, so I don't know if I'm going to add them or not. But the goal this year is to try and add 1 car every month. Get us another, I'd like to get to 20 cars by the end of this year. If I can get 20 cars doing 1,400, say, let's make it easy for mass, 1,000 a month. That'll give us 20,000 a month earning, sorry, 20,000 a month profit. So I'm looking to make about $1,400 a month. And that'll give us a nice tidy sum to really expand the business the following year and try and get to that goal of, I'd like to get to 50. And to do that, I'm going to look at, we've created an entity now. We have a Facebook page, which is a website. We have our Google My Business. So we're starting to drive some traffic now through other avenues, not just a Turo platform. We're trying to do it locally as well. And then by doing that, we'll try to do some affiliation with some mountain bike clubs, to do mountain biking events, which will be able to provide the LDV T60s because they can fit their mountain bikes in the back. Plus they have room for luggage and carrying multiple people. So again, it's going back to making sure you have a car that can provide for the most amount of people. And then by building a fleet of those cars and having more long-term rentals or sponsored events, stuff like that, we'll then start to build that side of the business as well and really use the Turo platform as a way to manage that for us, which I find is very simple. So we're looking to go hard this year. We're looking to get to at least 20 But if I can use that, revenue or that profit from each month, and punch that back into more cars, that is the end goal. So if we can get around that 20k a month, that essentially gets us to buy a new car each month, and then using that to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. Again, this is not a business that I need the money from. We simply just keep the money in the bank, and use that money to buy more cars or provide a better service option. But our availabilities for all our cars, if you look at performance, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, any location, anywhere. So that what it means as well is if someone comes into my market and tries to compete, they're going to have a very hard time getting traction because, if anything, I'll just drop the price on the smaller cars, and I can always buy some Hyundai Accents 2014s or 2015s for 10 grand. I can buy as many of those as I need, but I just don't want to have that as my market. I want premium cars, well maintained, that the client respects and looks after, because they're after each booking we detail clean the cars, they're refueled, they smell nice, we tick every single box. So, and we drop off pickup. We've done 4 a.m. airport pickups. We've done 12:30 airport drop-offs, pickups. We do it all. So it's this is the reason why we're doing so well, I think. One thing I have noticed is that locally as well is that other big car firms have a lot more cars parked up. So I don't know if that's a trend, that there's more competition with Uber Car Share and Turo and these other platforms are causing the bigger companies to have more cars parked up. I don't know. Maybe it's just a seasonality thing. But we're definitely on our way. We're showing that the business can work and become profitable, and it's just a matter of scale. One other thing I find as well is you don't really know how many cars you actually need, because what I do find is that if someone has a booking for, say you have one car, the MG, and someone books on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and then the following week someone books on a Sunday, say a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, essentially you've lost 2 weeks, but you only have 5 days of bookings. And so if someone tries to book for 2 weeks in that period, you're not going to get that conversion, and get that booking. So I do wonder if it's a volume game. So do you need more cars to be open to the amount of inquiries that you have? Now, once you become a power host, you have access to all the back-end data of search inquiries, people who are clicking on your car, the conversion of that, the availability of that. And what I'm seeing is the sheer volume of inquiries are there. There's quite a large volume of inquiries clicking on the cars and having a look. So as long as you price them well, you're getting 5-star reviews, you're available 24/7, you can pick up, drop off. What then it would come down to is just the sheer availability. So if someone's booking, so what I have found is that someone's booked 2 days in 1 week, and people are looking to book it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month, and they can't do it because it's booked out for certain days in that month. And that makes it challenging. So that's where I'm sort of really pushing to have a large scale of cars, particularly LDVs, T60s, to be able to really test the water to see if that is the issue. And I'm happy to push that to see if it is, which I think it is. It does make sense. The more cars available, the more chance you have of converting that inquiry. So it does make sense to me. So that's our recap so far this year. So quick recap back to last year. So that's last year there. So we really did 1 car in June, 2 cars July, then really ramped it up. We had 4 cars through the back of the year. So August 3963, September almost 5k, 4.3 in October, 5.3 in November, and then I couldn't do airport pickups and drop-offs in December. So potential is there for, we're doing 4 cars, 4,000, 4 to 5k per month for 3 months. So I think we can get back there pretty quickly this year, having availability, the right cars, and we should be able to get back to that 12 to 1,400 per month per car, which is the target. So 4 cars, we should do well over 4k. Should do 5k for 4 cars. So now that we have we've essentially had 3 cars this year. So around that 3K mark we'll be up there, and then 4 cars we started in late Feb. So I would think by April we'll be doing 5K months again. And then as we add cars, sort of build up around that, get to that goal of 20K months. But let's see what happens. Good luck with your own Turo car sharing journey. If you do need any advice, just reach out. And if I get some time, I'll hit you in the comments there. Good luck.